Once again, it's the Incredible. What's up? Just wanted to get back into Kyle mode. You know what I mean? But wanted to give a little bit more background about me. Go into a little bit, let y'all know a little bit about me. Spoke out on previous videos, the build-up, and everything that basically led me to the position I am in this life. I wouldn't say a situation, because I guess it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. It was something that, basically God, Spirit guided me to do. Previously, like I said, homelessness is a choice. That's not necessarily true in the sense where someone's like, okay, I'm going to go be homeless. It's more like, you're in a detrimental situation, toxic relationships, whether friends, family, whoever it may be, and it's tearing you down, it's breaking you down, and it gets to the point where you just, you had enough, you really can't take anymore. So, drastic times call for drastic measures. So Spirit led me and just said, just leave, just go. And, like I said, as crazy as it sounds, for people who've been in that situation, and for those who haven't, it's a hard decision to make. But like I said, when I was finally gaining my strength and coming out of my hermit mode, and I finally said, I've had it. He said, just do it. I wouldn't say scared, worried, but it was, it was just being pushed to the brink. And, I said, how bad could it really be? God has a plan. God, because I was in the pool business. I worked for, 7 years doing pools up until about January. I mean, I had some on and off periods during that because it was, kind of rocky. I was going through a deep, dark depression, and it wasn't pretty. Not at all. I got through it by the grace of God. Don't have, nothing, really material-wise to show for my hard labors and efforts. But I do have the person I am today, who God made me to be. So, I hit the road. I took off, went on that narrow path. And, I've tried to work different places. Basically, I'm unhireable, not because I lack skills or not that I can't work in a job, but usually they look up my background. And, I was working at a day labor center for, off and on throughout that 7-year period. That's how I got the pool jobs. I used to work 7 days a week, but then it went down to about 6 days a week for that entire 7-year period. And I'm talking 10, 11, 12-hour days. Basically sun up till sundown, and had little time for a social life or anything else. And anyway, shortly after that period, when I was first, coming to the street, it was very difficult. It was very hard. I was extremely stressed out and worried, because it was, something, it's one thing to be out in the street for a day or two, but, when you have, no help coming from nowhere that you know of, people-wise, like I said, God's got your back. He's gonna show up. He's gonna show out. But, I wasn't, really sure, so I had, some pretty difficult times. I was worried what was it going to do, and shortly into that position, I get, you get stressed out, and, your mind you start thinking wild things. What can I do? You might think about, just, maybe going crazy just to get a bed to sleep, go in the mental institute or something like that. I've done that. When I was at my wit's end at certain points. It's happened a few times. You know, they tried to claim I was, bipolar and things like that. You know, tried to put me on medication. Never actually got diagnosed properly. Like one time, the guy said he diagnosed me from afar and said that he knew I was bipolar. Um, because this was in New York at the time. I was walking around for like 11 days. I got abandoned. You know, my uncle had passed, and anyway, all kinds of things happened, and I was in a completely foreign area where I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know what to do. And like I said, 11 days with basically no food, no drinks, no no sleep, just roaming around, just trying to survive. And I just try to figure out a way that I could go, but you'll think about doing crime, let me go just shoplift something on purpose, do something petty just to go in jail. But it's like I couldn't do that. I couldn't even do that. It was like Spirit told me like don't do it. I came this close many times where I'm like just do it on purpose and get caught. So it hasn't been easy, but the few times like I was a graffiti artist. I was writing Trust Love around the town in broad daylight, and got caught doing that and basically got a criminal mischief charge, and end up spend some time in jail, end up getting beat up by the police at that time too as well. So that was not fun. Chipped my tooth. Had like 5-6 contusions on my head. They were using their handcuffs as brass knuckles, and basically we're just cussing at a CO who was yelling at me. I just cussed back and told him to shut the F up, and they just proceeded to beat me down. And like I said, it wasn't nothing nice. I've gone into some of those, in past videos. So anyhow, when I used to go to this labor center, always had great, jobs. Like I said, got permanent work through them. And whoever I worked with usually would ask me either if they had extra work, they would always want me to come back, do extra work. Always, build a great rapport, strong work ethic. So anyhow, when I came back on the scene, you have to. I was out of the pool business. Just trying to go get some money just to, because you can go in and just work for the day and get some dough, something to get some food or whatever you need, pay for your phone, stuff like that. And they got a new staff at the place I was working at. It's really for Spanish people, immigrants that come in. It was created because they had a bunch of people in the streets and stuff, and they wanted to get it was an eyesore because it was kind of a ritzy area somewhat. So at this point, I had left all my stuff in Miami, so I didn't have they make an ID card and stuff for you, and I need to get it renewed. So when I went back, they ran a background check on me, seen I had been arrested, once or twice, and basically they said they felt uncomfortable with letting me work there. And I went all through the higher ups, and I explained I said you could look up my record. I've never had an issue with any of the employers who came through. I've always done my job. I said I guarantee if you look up my record and contact any of those employers, I said most likely they'll remember me by name, and I guarantee they'll give you a good report on me. And I've had I've got permanent jobs through them. Throughout those 2 years, like I said, the one pool job, and then when I'd stop working, here and there, not really got fired or got quit, but it was like, I was living with my boss and stuff, and familiarity breeds contempt. So it was one of those things where you're around somebody constantly, and you guys just, get on each other's nerves after so long. You need your free time. Everyone needs their free time. We're like breathing down each other's necks constantly, stressed out from overwork and, you know, all that type of stuff. So, like I said, I've tried to get jobs, different things, and basically, as soon as they run the name, if I meet the people, and I usually always get the job, and then once I work with them, it's like I'm in there like swimwear. So that's how it goes. So anyway, that's the main reason why I don't have a job or work. And then finally, I came to the conclusion. I've stopped looking for work. Spirit put it on me. Said, you're not, because I was always denying myself how much I worked. I was never able to do what I wanted, not able to, explore and go after my creative ambitions. Things I want to do with my life. Just constantly working. I wasn't happy at all, and God wanted me to be in His life, and He wanted me to do something else. He was calling me to to seek Him, and so I made the decision to stop seeking employment and just live off the land, like the disciples. Just bring basically the clothes you got in your back, and just go, and everything will be provided. And if it's not, so just wipe the dust off your feet, and that'll be a testimony or a curse against those who deny you. So that's what I've done, and I know there's a bigger, better plan. Maybe I'll pursue my passion and turn that into something lucrative, if that's that's God's will. We're gonna see where it goes, because again, I don't want to work a job, and when I don't want to work a job, I mean like doing something menial, something that doesn't really have a purpose for that's in alignment with my will and God's will, and my purpose and His purpose for me. So it's like something that I enjoy doing, because if you find something that you enjoy doing, it's no longer a job. It's it's something that that you would do for free. You hear a lot of like football players, some sports players that they love the game so much that basically they would play it for free, but then they they end up making millions and millions of dollars doing it. But because it's their passion, it's something they love. It's just they get high on it. It's it's their gift. It's God's gift that they're that they're displaying. So that's what I'm doing. I have a lot of passions. I have a lot of things I do. Like I'm an artist of of many different cloths. Wear many different hats, and so I don't want you to get it twisted and just think I'm you're and there's a lot of people like me out here. Who's wasn't from drug use. It wasn't from whatever. Again, I always had a good relationship with my friends and my family, my employers. But when you start, when you go through an awakening, and you start really, speaking that word, it starts rubbing people the wrong way, because they're always thinking like in a secular and a worldly mind state, and they don't really pick up on the frequency. They don't really hear exactly where you're coming from, and it causes strife, and sometimes can lead to arguments, frustration, because they're not seeing your point of view. They're saying, well, that's not the way the world works. I don't care how the world works. I care how God works. And when they hear that, it's just it's like you're quixotic. You're in La La Land or something. You're living a fantasy or something. Because they don't see it. It just sounds sounds foreign and bizarre and strange, and they're like we love And we believe in God and everything else, but, we do this, that, and the other. But it's like, when you're called to do something, like you've seen with the prophets and the past, you're called to do something. I mean, not only will God not make things work out for you, it's like the story of Jonah. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to go through trials and tribulations for not succumbing to his will. Things are, there's going to be all kinds of, disturbances. Relationships are going to be on edge. Whether it's with with your girlfriend, or with a lover, with your friends, with your family. Things are just going to start popping up, and it's going to seem like you can't get nowhere. You're just spinning your wheels. And you're not going to be happy. Not going to be happy. That's how I really knew something was wrong, because I wasn't happy at all. I was searching for a lot of external things. I wasn't even really searching for external things, because I always knew. I've always, been well educated. I've done, cultivated myself, educated myself to a very high degree. I know a lot of things. I'd like to say I know it all, but I know what I need to know. So in that sense, I do know it all. And that's not coming from like I said, a haughty spirit, or like I'm full of myself, because anyone who knows me, I'm an extremely humbled dude. I really am. Now I do have my points in time where I will show out. When pushed to the brink, or when I'm really feeling myself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with celebrating, your life and your being, especially when you finally came out the gutter, or came out of a deep, dark, bad place, and no one else is clapping. Sometimes you gotta just clap for yourself. Remind me of Shia LaBeouf in that that video where he's clapping. He's in the theater or whatever, and he's just by himself, and he's clapping. That's what you gotta do. You gotta pat yourself on the back, and you gotta clap, and then people see you clapping, and they don't like that. But they didn't want to clap for you. So if that bothers them, that shows you all you need to know. So again, it's not out of laziness. It's not anything like that. So for me, I guess it is a choice. But I really don't have I hate to say, like, I really don't have another choice, but, everything I've tried to do outside has not come to, fruition. So it's not meant for me, maybe that'll change, because it would be nice, just to get a little work here and there. I don't want to, be, engulfed in, work and go back to, the 9-to-5 status, something like that, where, you're just basically selling your soul and wasting your life away, for circus and bread. I've been there, done that. And, this was another journey I had to take. Like, I've like I said, I've been everywhere. I've the jailhouse, I've been to the prison, I've been to the mental institutes. Again, not because I was crazy. Like, I went basically voluntarily. Like, not so much admitted myself, but did kind of did something where they they'll take you in. And like I said, I met great people, really intelligent folks. Same thing as a lot of people look down, and people say, oh, they're crazy. These people think they're this, they think they're that. They have delusions of grandeur. I mean, it's kind of it's pretty shameful when you go somewhere like that, and you're broken down, you're beaten down, because you're at your wit's end. They've been denied by their family, by society, by their friends, and then they get to a breaking point, and basically they want to throw in the towel. And now you get to a place, and the first thing they want to do, they want to get diagnose you and say something, you got a mental illness or something's wrong with you. when it's not, and you know it's not. But now this is supposed to be the medical people. They're supposed to be the medical professionals, and now they're telling you, okay, well, we need to put you on medication. We need that and another. You have a mental illness. So now, you're at your lowest point basically, and then now they want to just, they want to put their foot on your head, and basically, the same thing you were running from and trying to get away from. You came to like Dr. Kevorkian or something, So, that's a whole nother, thing that goes on. So it's like, and again, I was just trying to get a bed or something to eat, whatever, or, really needed it. Just really needed a break before you really do something. Not that saying you wouldn't, but it's like, something's got to give. So that's, some of the things I've been through. And many may don't understand it, maybe don't believe it, because I've met a lot of people who actually, bought into the nonsense and negativity and disbelief in themselves, and said, well, maybe I just am crazy. Maybe it's just a figment of my imagination. Maybe I'm delusional. And, some people, throw in the towel like that, and then, they basically, sedate you and have you in a sedated thing, but they're making money off you. It's a business. That's all they really care about. You can't so anyhow, just want to kind of fill you guys in on, kind of how I end up in the situation and why I'm here. Like I said, it's not really a situation. I hate to even use that word. It's just, a different phase of life that I'm, trekking through. I think I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm holding my own pretty good. Really damn good if you ask me. Like I said, you never know how strong you are until you have to be strong. Then you find out who you really are. And that's what I've done. That's what I'm going to continue to do. I have a few more videos I want to post. Like I said, it's difficult. I'm on the Wi-Fi now. It's hard to keep a charge. I'm in another town I'm not familiar with, and just trying to explore and see what I can do, and shoot my videos, keep my phone charged, get this information out for anyone who may be listening now or in the future or whenever. And that's just a little bit about me, just a little bit. Like I said, I'll keep on feeding more information as we go, and you get a better understanding and idea of what's really going on in this life. Appreciate y'all. Love, peace, happiness, all that good stuff.